And some users on Twitter analyzed Frogan's nails, saying that she's obviously wasting money on frivolous things, and therefore shouldn't be complaining about her finances.
Yeah, when you're getting like $200 nails, you're definitely wasting your money on frivolous things. There's no way to talk your way out of that one. There's absolutely zero reason to get $200 nails. To get your nails done for $200. That's never a need, that is a luxury. 100% of the time. And if you're paying $400 for something that isn't attracting men, making it harder for you to text, type on a keyboard, and wipe your ass, then you're doing it for no other reason than to show off your wealth to other women. That's all that's for.
Room, it says, I wasn't begging for subs, I was just asking for some. Is this dude okay? Begging for subs is literally the meta now. Anyway, who gives?
Right, he's gonna do the lolcow arguing over semantics thing. I never said I was a snarker. I wasn't begging. Begging is defined as this, and what I was doing was just asking. I didn't say please. I wasn't begging. Actually, the definition of anime is this, and that's not what you said it, that this thing, and this thing you said is anime doesn't fit that textbook definition, so it's not anime. This isn't me being a snarker, because I didn't say I was a snarker and I didn't reference snark. You're putting that in there. You're interpreting things. Actually, God, I hate those people so fucking much. Moving on, next piece of content. I'm not ready to quit streaming just yet. We're back. We're getting back into the swing of things. I plan to post, so videos are going to be like a day after the stream. I didn't get that one posted today, but I'll plan to actually start getting. I'm still trying to get into a rhythm, so I didn't quite finish the VOD from last night, so they won't be posted like always be posted the next day, but I'll try to do them within 24 to 48 hours of the stream itself, so that they're not lagging so far behind that they're irrelevant. All right, influencer finances is the next bit I had planned, and we got two videos to watch on that. One about Frogan's finances and another one about iDubbbz finances. So these streamers are being called out for their finances based on the e-begging they're doing and the stuff they're posting online, and they're getting called out by Caleb Hammer, who loves to do his videos evaluating people's finances, and he invites them onto the show, and their excuses to avoid going onto his show are fucking gold. So let's see how poor and broke these two people actually are. I think we'll start with Frogan, we'll end with iDubbbz. Alright, so here we go. And these are both going to be Internet Versus videos. If you guys haven't seen the Internet Versus channel, you should check it out. So he does a really good job. We love watching him here on the stream. He does a really good job of taking the responses to drama that's on the internet in a fair way. So he doesn't just show responses from this community or responses from this community. He doesn't just show the positive ones or the negative ones. He tries to give a good mix of both, and he tries to give responses from multiple places. So not just Twitter, not just like snark subs or fan subs or whatever, but he'll go to Reddit, he'll go to Twitter, he'll go to Truth Social, he'll go to all these places, and he'll kind of form a wider picture of how the internet as a whole is reacting to something. So that being said, here we go. Frogan's finances are on the chopping block by Caleb Hammer, and let's see the cope and how the internet's reacted to it.
Hassan's moderator, Frogan, has had a clip go viral where she is upset about her finances, confused and worried about what she should do. Immediately, this caused a large portion of the internet to give her backlash, referencing all of her worst moments, like when she says she wishes veterans of the United States should get PTSD. Additionally, Asmongold weighed in on this and got into a feud about whether it's okay to celebrate when your enemies suffer, and some users on Twitter analyzed Frogan's nails, saying that she's obviously wasting money on frivolous things, and therefore shouldn't be complaining about her finances. Frogan came in to defend herself. There's a lot to get into.
Yeah, when you're getting like $200 nails, you're definitely wasting your money on frivolous things. There's no way to talk your way out of that one. There's absolutely zero reason to get $200 nails. To get your nails done for $200. That's never a need, that is a luxury. 100% of the time.
So let's just jump in. Welcome to the Internet Versus Frogan's finances. It starts when Yi tweets out this clip with the caption, Frogan gets emotional talking about how difficult streaming has been for her in recent months.
And Twitch streaming sucks. I fucking hate it. It's been bad for a few months.
Yeah, but just have fun with it. Like if you have fun with it, it doesn't matter. Forget about the money. Just have fun.
It's my job, though. I have to focus on the fucking money.
The thing is, it doesn't have to be her job, though. Like, of all the influencers who are clinging to this influencer as a career thing and desperate for money, she's the only one that actually has options. Like, iDubbbz has no skills. He's never had a real job. Same thing with Anissa. Same thing with these people who their only job and their only future has been streaming, and they've just put all their eggs in that basket. Frogan went to school. Frogan went to college. Frogan has a master's. She has a degree. She has a wealth of actual career options, not jobs. She wouldn't be going out to get a job. She could just have a career tomorrow like a normal person. And instead she's crying on stream because she's not making enough money fucking e-begging on the internet. Like, she actually has options most people wish they had. She's been privileged enough to go to get a free ride at a college, graduate with a master's, and have all these opportunities available that she's passed up to dick ride Hassan and grift off of a conflict in the Middle East.
I know you do, but that's...
And it is for those reasons that I have zero fucking sympathy for her.
Unfortunately, like, you can't control the money. You can only control the content, you know?
She can't control the money. If she gets a job, just go get a career. You have a degree. Go fucking use it.
Like, you can't control how much money people give you. That's not going to be something you can control. You can just control on how much fun you have, and then hopefully the money will come, you know?
Hopefully.
I guess.
No. It's like when honestly,
Jesus
like
Christ.
you can't control it.
So
People are
pathetic.
hurting right now. It's not a great time for anyone to like be giving, discretionary funds. So if you just have fun, like you're gonna make money. Like do your fun stuff. I love when I see. I was just fucking with you, but I really do like when you do like silly stuff. You're really funny at that stuff. Like the Joker thing that we did together, that was hilarious.
And this is like her friend trying to help her, and he's going to end up making her look worse. I can already tell by the way the conversation's going. Where he's like, you're so good at all this other thing. He's trying to gas her up and make her feel good. And it's all stuff that she doesn't want to do and just highlights how lazy she is. He's one of those people where it's like, stop helping. You're not helping.
I'll come back to streaming if you do Joker.
Nobody wants you back.
Everybody
Finish your fucking YouTube
Although she's kind of being a bitch to him. So, again, no sympathy.
video first before you come back to stream.
I got yelled at today by my editor. He was gonna text you. He was so mad at me. I was like, I'm sorry.
Also, I'm not opposed to getting an editor. I just can't pay you right now. So if anyone wants to edit for free, you'll be my best friend. And I can't pay you in money, but I'll be your best friend. I'm an awesome friend. So there. I'm gonna be flying solo for a while. I can feel it.
I got really yelled at. Like I got fucking. He threatened to quit
Why?
because I kept changing it. He was like, "If I have to edit this one more time, I'm fucking stopping." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, I'm just so.
Nicholas Story replies with this gif in the caption, "It's my job though." WestJet says, "The DoorDash drivers in her area crying right now." Asmongold says, "Only in America can an overweight woman with brand new nails cry about not having money and then complain that her job sucks
True.
because she has to watch YouTube videos." Next, she's going to tell us she got PTSD from reading mean comments. Should have joined the military instead. Repsion says she deserves this. Maybe stop streaming and actually get off your ass and do something with your life rather than hate on everyone and everything.
I mean, she did. She got a degree. Like, I don't think most of these people know that Frogan has a master's. She has options. I want someone to call her out for that and be like, you have a master's. Go get a career. Not a job, a career. Go make something of that degree that you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on.
And hope
Or your parents spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on. Ooh, I need sensors.
People get PTSD because you hate America so much. You did this to yourself. Sensitive Society replies with a gif of Naruto laughing and the caption, me watching this. Daniel Friedman says, there's always OnlyFans. Captain Cabinet replies, but I thought
Ew. I don't think OnlyFans is an option for her. She should just use the degree. Does anybody want to pay to see Jabba the Hutt naked? Ugh.
she was a rising star. Kangman Lee quotes the clip by saying, she wished PTSD on veterans but has an emotional meltdown because streaming is too hard? Laughable. Caleb Hammer quote tweets it addressing Frogan.
Here it comes. Here's where she gets called out by Caleb Hammer, and her reaction to this is why we're here.
And saying, you're formally invited on financial audit. And Donut Operator replies, laughing, saying yes. Kavos quotes the clip by saying,
Donut Operator, for those of you who don't know, is former law enforcement. Or current law enforcement? Is he still a cop? I don't know if he stopped being a cop to do YouTube or if he's just a cop who does YouTube. But yeah, he either is or was a cop.
if you're no longer making money, then it isn't your job. Content creation is a privilege, not a necessity. Rather than beg people to fund your lifestyle, improve or get another job. The girl with the microphone quotes the clip by saying,
Hey, it's Ethan's waiting room.
Only Hassan paid his mods. Hey, it's Vadim then makes an independent
True.
tweet a screenshot.
Yeah, because doesn't Ethan pay his mods? I think Ethan pays his mods. Like he actually pays his mods. In something other than exposure.
Asmongold's reply to Yeet that we read earlier and captions it, in the future, we'll all take turns being sued by psychotic asshole millionaires and then criticized by brain-damaged Nazi-sympathizing incel roachfuckers when we eventually break down as 13-year-old edgelords, magadorks, and bots cheer them on. And rinse and repeat. And D. Drake replies, let me guess, you believe the punishment for misgendering someone should be death. And Vadim says, well, if it's Jeffrey Dahmer, then maybe. What, do you disagree, you cannibal-sympathizing freak? Asmongold replies to the post.
What the fuck is happening in this comment section? These people are fucking brain broken.
By saying, shouldn't have been talking shit and making things up about people. People like you have no problem participating in reputation destruction, manipulation, and large-scale gaslighting as long as it serves your ideological goal.
True. Although, Asmon, you're kind of just as guilty. all of these streamers kind of project when they call each other out. It's hilarious.
That's why they cheer, and you deserve it. Tom replies to Asmon by saying, take a break from the internet, bro. What you're explaining is literally your day job. Imposter replies to Asmon by saying, you really have no self-reflection at all, do you? Pop.
Yeah, it's all projection. They'll call each other out for stuff that they're also... What the fuck? That they're also guilty of.
Says, does it not get tiring having to wake up and be a hateful monster every day for money? Your own peers know you're full of shit and you don't even believe most of the shit you say. And Solace replies, is the hate in the room with us right now? And Poppy says, it is everywhere, always. Then Nyara quote tweets Asmongold's post with this picture that says, quote, stop trying to groom kids. Asmongold responds to transgender VTuber Nyara's allegations. And Nyara captions it by saying, you want to talk about reputation destruction? You're a piece of shit who spreads transphobia, normalizes a far-right propaganda, and you deserve to not just be called out, but face real-world consequences for the hate you're spreading. You're not some hero of free speech. You suck. And Asmongold replies with a screenshot of a different post he made, where he says, if you want to play a fun drinking game, search from Nyara VT trans kids, and take a drink every time you get a new tweet. You'll have alcohol poisoning in 30 seconds. And Nyara replies, why does a trans woman care about trans kids? That doesn't make the mentally ill people I regularly call grooming victims look good. And Ape replies to Nyara, you are mentally ill beyond belief. Boblax replies to
I mean, most of you are, including Boblax, but let's hear the cope.
Nyara's original post by saying, it's insane to me that Asmongold can be this directly hypocritical and so many people just let him get away with it, especially considering that these same people who excuse him are hypercritical of any mistake their least favorite streamer would make, like Hassan Piker, for example. And Zipfire
yeah, most of these communities are filled with hypocrites. It's okay when my streamer does it. It's the mentality of anyone who gets locked into a community like that. I'm not involved in any of their communities. I just like to make fun of them from the sidelines. But when there's people that are actually locked into the communities, yeah, like that becomes the mentality. My streamer does it differently. My streamer's okay. But this person bad. That's the mentality always.
replies, "You are not equipped for this discourse, Bobby. Put the dress pics in the bag." Boblax also quote tweets Nyara by saying, "If Hassan Piker or iDubbbz was caught being this openly and blatantly hypocritical, there would be a video uploaded about it by 20 different big YouTubers within 12 hours of it happening." But
I mean, yeah, because there's money to be made. There's money to be made milking these little cows. So of course that's going to happen. There's no money being made making fun of Asmongold. Like, there's just not.
But that won't happen here, because it's Asmongold doing it. The bias towards him is nuts right now. This is me calling out favoritism towards Asmongold, not defending Hassan/Ian, by the way.
Both things can be true.
I'll stand by everything I've said about them. Asmongold replies to Boblax by saying, "Make the video yourself. I'll react to it." And
Boblax is too lazy to make videos. Like, he literally built a career making the kind of video we're watching right now. He did Twitter versus, not internet versus, so he did even less work than internet versus because he's not pulling comments from all over the internet. He's just doing Twitter. All he had to do was read the tweets. He had a cushy YouTube career where all he did was read Twitter all day. That's all he had to do, was find funny tweets, screenshot them, and then read them in a video. That's all he had to do. Don't insert your personal opinion. You don't have to say anything. You just set the stage, say where these comments are coming from and what the drama's about, and then just read the tweets. That's all you got to do. That's all he had to do, and he had it fucking made. And instead, he decided to make everything about himself. He thought people were watching his channel for him, for his personality that he wasn't showing in any of his content, because again, he was just reading tweets. There was no personality for you to show off. You weren't doing anything. You were just reading tweets. You weren't showing your personality. And then you started showing your personality, and people realized you kind of suck.
replies with a thumbs up. Weekend Warrior replies saying, "Oh, Bobly," with a meme saying, "Please God, let this happen because it would be so fucking funny." Black Cat replies to Boblax by saying, "Nyara likes to try to destroy people's reputation with smears she can't back up without any provocation. She has unfortunately opened herself up to being smeared as a pedophile groomer until she retracts this tweet that shows she has no inherent problem with damaging smears." And it's Nyara responding to a Yeet post about Ethan Klein where Nyara says, "Rich genocidal lunatic wants to financially ruin Casey to get back at her." And the rest is just about Casey.
Genocidal. They love throwing that word around. I'm sorry, how many people has Ethan killed? What genocide has he caused? How is he genocidal? Oh, okay. God, these words mean nothing now. They use these, like, words that mean horrible shit, and they throw them out for everything to the point that they become meaningless. Now no one's going to take the word genocide seriously ever, even when an actual genocide is happening. Because you guys call everything genocidal.
But highlighting rich genocidal lunatic. And Boblax replies, "There is no scenario where lying about and smearing someone as a pedophile groomer is okay." And Night Kitten says, "I'm not going to run to the defense of a person who engages in pedophile/genocidal-esque smears without provocation, and lend implied credence to their reputation as a truthful person. I'm going to establish that they are just as bad as what they're criticizing." Yeet also posted Boblax's original tweet about Hassan Piker and iDubbbz, also captioning it that Hassan has retweeted Boblax calling out the hypocrisy of Asmongold and the bias benefiting him. Back over to Frogan though, Tectone makes an independent tweet about the situation, saying, "Frogan's friends tricking her into believing she had any talent as a streamer, throwing her life away to defend Hassan and co at any given chance, to now find herself in financial ruin, is truly poetic justice to me. Frogan, you've never had any gift for streaming. You were a DEI plant that other streamers would collab with to try and make themselves look better. Get
True. Although it is coming from Tectone, so no one's going to take it seriously. Look, he occasionally says true shit. Even if he does make everything about Hassan and insert himself into every drama because he's desperate to remain relevant, especially right now while he's taking a break from streaming, but also not taking a break because he's desperate to stay relevant.
A real job. I hope all fat terrorist sympathizing streamers get PTSD.
Look, a lot of what he does is performative.
And Llama Todd replies that she's crying because the microphone isn't edible. Ethan Klein then reacts by posting the original Frogan clip on his Instagram story and captioning it, "I've been paying my mods for years, by the way." And Brittany Venti replies, "It's over," attaching this picture of...
Oh my god, I forgot Brittany Venti existed. I guess she's still making content or whatnot. She kind of fell off. But Jesus Christ, that fucking screenshot. Oh,
Frogan's forehead. Over on Leftovers H3, Civil Cream 9601 posts this Instagram story by Ethan and captions it by saying, "You're literally the one causing her this pain, by the way." And PancakeQ says, "Ethan is so fucking evil. His harassment of Frogan has been the most malicious of all. He's been attacking her and trying to ruin her career for years at this point, all because she's a proxy, in his eyes, for Hassan. He's so sick in the fucking head for this." And
So she has no responsibility for any of the stuff she does where she starts shit. She starts shit and then plays victim when people take shots back at her. Whatever.
Business Roof replies, "He literally gloats over the mental and financial anguish he's putting someone who has less power than him through. He's such a sick fuck dude. Like, how could you watch this and feel pleasured? You're beyond villainous at that."
Because she deserves it. That's kind of the point. Because she does this to herself. Because if she'd kept her mouth shut and didn't engage in drama, these people would leave her alone. She's not a victim.
Point. And Spooky Molecules replies, "At this point, I hope more people see it like this. I hope they lose whatever they have left of an audience. But then again,"
With the drop the lawsuit flair. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. They deserve the lawsuit. And I'm going to enjoy watching her read the statement that she inevitably has to read because she's going to settle. They're all going to settle. And personally, I think that the settlement should involve them agreeing to stop doing reaction content or waiving their right to fair use or agreeing that they won't react to any of Ethan's stuff ever again because they can't do it in good faith. I think it should have something to do with their reactions and not just reading an apology statement. But, I mean, whatever. The apology statements are fun to watch, at least.
and they just keep pulling in
I think they're getting off light, personally. Yes, heavy gun parts.
right-wingers. Hawkeld says, "Really struggling to see how AB and Co can justify staying on the payroll after Christmas, seeing as 2026 is going to be a living hell for them as public opinion of Ethan continues to nosedive." And Business Roof replies, "Payroll, lol. The hilarious thing is that payroll is drying up, but these fucks are so sycophantic they'll stick around for poverty wages. None of them own their homes, by the way. Which crew member has seen real upward social mobility / stability since working at H3? Only the Kleins. The Kleins can afford to live in Beverly Hills and frivolously buy luxury vehicles
Because they make content people want to watch. Because they worked for it. What, do you think they're rich for no reason? Like, where do you think their money's coming from, dipshits? They're making content people want to watch, and these fucking dumbass streamers you're defending keep feeding them more content. If they leave him alone, he'll have to talk about something else. And then maybe people will lose interest and maybe a show will fall off. Maybe you'll get the result that you keep saying you want by just leaving him the fuck alone. It's really not that complicated.
and sue random women on the internet, but not any of the crew. And what
Yeah, they're random. He just drew names out of a hat, and it happened to be the three who made statements about stealing his content. Yeah, that's completely random.
What's hilarious is that those dummies are happy to cling onto a sinking ship for what? Crumbs? Lol. Pathetic. Humble Novice also posts the original clip on the H2H2 production subreddit with the caption, "Frogan cries over struggling to make a living through streaming," and the Nolan friend replies, "Sometimes you just gotta go get a real job. She was trying to pressure AB into quitting. Now look at her." And then Calligrapher replies, "What a great point. Anissa too. Just two brokies posed friends down." And Scary Spy School says, "Because she wanted him to be on her level."
I love how on every level it's the fucking same. There are no arcs on 90% of the map. They all just hover around the exit points. It's so fucking lame.
Rock bottom. Mrs. Caulfield says, "If streaming was so easy to make a living from, we would all do it. Alas, it is not, and most of us need to get a real job. Sucks to suck." And SweetQ95 says, "I think it's really just time for her to admit that she doesn't have it. She had literally every possible advantage on a platform that is terrible to grow on. She had a big community already."
Yep, she was given every opportunity in the world and squandered it every time. She's not built for this. She's literally just being propped up by other streamers. She doesn't have a career. like there's no career of hers to speak of. Her career, quote unquote career, has been off of the charity of others and on life support since it started. And it's finally coming to an end, as it should have a long time ago. Wondering how long it'll take her to actually just go get a real job.
Prime to follow her because of her involvement there. She has the favor of the CEO's favorite streamer. She got the Rising Star Award, if I recall correctly, a feature of which
Twice. Well, got nominated twice. Actually won it once.
is being on Twitch's front page every time you go live for a year. Most small Twitch creators would kill for that kind of head start. Yet she still only averages what?
And she still couldn't make it work.
Like 80 viewers per stream even after all of that? That's not nothing, but that's pathetic given all the advantages that she had. If she hasn't been able to transform that into a living by now, then maybe it's time to admit that she's not funny or entertaining enough to really hack it as a streamer.
What? Accept reality? Never gonna happen.
Over on r/livestreamfail, R2M also posts the clip with the caption, Frogan breaks down crying, unable to make enough money streaming, and Finn Harold replies, to quote her, boo fucking who? And No Drinks For Me Today replies, based? And Zero Uchiha says, based? And Bizzles replies, this is a line which constantly lives rent-free in my brain. Carl Hungus X says, oh god, this 28-year-old woman might have to get a job. And Shoot and Score replies, no way she's 28 years old. That makes everything about her even worse. If she was at 21, it'd be slightly more forgivable to be a complete moron and chasing the Twitch streamer dream even though you're clearly not good enough. But 28? Time to start putting the fries in the bag. Yeet also tweets out this clip with the caption, Nicholas Diorio compares iDubbbz and Frogan's streaming financials.
Doing worse. Chat, this looked like a Make-A-Wish thing when iDubbbz had like a 7 million view video that put her in it. Now, despite crying and saying she's poor, she might actually be out earning him.
Yeah, true.
Isn't that a weird conundrum, chat? We don't even know which one is worse off at this moment. And you have to consider too, well, she's getting sued, but he has a wife. And apparently they want to have kids. We're going to check that out later in the iDubbbz section of the stream, right? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, iDubbbz needs to make literally double what she's making to function, I imagine. Just get a job and stream when you're off work. You can do that. Realistically, these people can't.
Yes, you can. I do it. If you want to understand, Nicholas Diorio, despite all of his success, also still does that because he's smart enough to not put all of his fucking eggs in the streaming basket.
Hold the real job so their egos can't handle being a lowly laborer, fries in the bag and all that. Imagine Frogan when a customer asks if there's a military discount. Sometimes you got to get a real job. She was pressured. Yeah! Oh, you know what actually makes this even funnier, chat? You know what makes this even fucking funnier, chat? Is she's like, AB needs to quit his job. AB needs to quit his job. Oh, why is the cast here? Dude, all these poor freaks who are currently getting sued were like, you need to uproot your life in Los Angeles. You need to quit your job because you're boss. Oh, fuck every last motherfucking one of these people, dude, who are pushing this shit, implying that they need to leave their employment. Fuck them. Dude.
Leia Something also posts the Frogan clip.
Ah, God, he still didn't call it out. I want someone to call out the fact that she has a master's and she has more opportunity for employment than most streamers and is not using it.
With the caption, Twitch.
I wonder if her audience even knows that she has a master's.
Streamer Frogan is stressed out about streaming and finances, and Ice Poseidon replies, she makes no content, so she gets no money. It's that simple. Being an orbiter of a bigger streamer is never sustainable, and she reeks of entitlement. Your job isn't to just go live. You have to actually be entertaining also. Legal Mindset
No, that's not true.
replies, I feel this as streaming income has caused me stress and damaged my mental health.
Okay, well, there's a lot wrong with your mental health and stuff that causes you stress, and I don't believe it's streaming. You have a whole litany of other problems, bro.
But even if I'm poor, I'm happy. I don't care if I'm not a streamer. Happiness is my #1 priority. I actually feel for Frogan here unironically, but she needs to see a good therapist. Cam Nuggets says, why is her best friend Hassan not helping? Crazy Frogan and Caseytron literally make less streaming than they would working at a grocery store, while Hassan makes millions. Leia Something then tweets out these pictures with the caption, I saw some folks talking about the price of Frogan's nails. So here is an update. Twitch streamer Frogan spends either the following. 1. $135 for a full set of nails with extensions and removal of the previous Gel X extensions. 2. $120 for a full set of Gel X extensions, only if she comes in with no previous work on. She can possibly spend an additional $20 for nail art as well. These prices are specifically from her manicurist. This is also not including a tip, because you should of course tip your nail technician as it's the polite thing to do. And there's this.
I don't agree with tipping people who do just like regular jobs. Like, especially if they're making that much money off the work they're doing. I don't like this tip culture that we need to tip everybody because it's polite. Now, you tip the delivery driver because the delivery driver is not getting paid by the hour. Like, jobs that are based on tips, you tip. You tip your server at a restaurant because they make $2 an hour. Like, the tips are their income. I don't need to tip the cashier at Best Buy. I don't need to tip the cashier at the gas station. And yes, I've been to those places and had them do 2 seconds worth of work where they do this. And then the little screen comes, tip, asking me for a tip at the fucking gas station. I'm like, for what? You didn't do shit. No, fuck you. You're not getting a tip for this.
This video attached of Frogan showing off her nails.
I refuse.
Here is some screenshots from that video. Then they attach this image from the manicurist's website. Dennis the Menace replies, let's be honest though, Frogan isn't tipping. Frogan then quote tweets Leia something by saying, she does my nails for free because she's one of my very good friends.
I don't believe you.
Plus in exchange for content.
Also, I hope that those are free because they're absolutely fucking disgusting.
Hoping this helps. And Poppy replies, clock it. Suddenly tons of men are so passionate about nails.
No, we're passionate about the price of nails because first of all, if she got them for free, she still paid too much. Those things are disgusting. They're ugly. I don't know why women think men like this. 9 out of 10 men, like, I don't know a single guy in real life, and very few men online I've seen talk about the nails when they talk about a woman. Very few guys give 2 fucks about your nails. And if you're spending $400 on them and they look like that shit, then you have wasted your money. Those are for you, and those are for you to show off how much money you have to other women, and no other reason. They aren't for men, and they aren't to make you look better, because they don't. No guy likes that shit.
I can't. And Frogan replies, and even when I would pay for my nails,
and if you're paying $400 for something that isn't attracting men, making it harder for you to text, type on a keyboard, and wipe your ass, then you're doing it for no other reason than to show off your wealth to other women. That's all that's for.
She would charge me her old prices because I've been going to her for years. And Poppy replies, mad you even have to explain yourself, but glad you.
So it was free, but also she charges me her old prices when she charges me. What? Doesn't matter. You don't need them done at all. Free, paid, whatever. The point is that if you're so poor you can't buy groceries, nails shouldn't even factor into your budget, even if they're free. They literally don't matter.
You are. Lydia Kravitz replies, okay, what about the lashes? Do you have a friend who provides that expensive service for free as well? And Drew replies with this screenshot in the caption, not to clock her tea, but they're very obviously reusable falsies. Sophie Rambles replies to Frogan by saying, she does an incredible job. You don't ever have to explain to us what you do with your money. And Krista replies, if she's begging for funds, she definitely should be explaining herself. And Sophie says, it's her full-time job. What she does with the money she rightfully earns.
Especially if that's money that she's getting from people for a specific reason, like a lawsuit or things that she says she needs, and then she's not spending the money on those needs. Yes, people have a right to ask you what you're spending the money on when they gave it to you for a specific purpose. It's not like you're working a job and you're getting a paycheck and the money you spend your paycheck on is your business. This is you asking people for charity so that you can do a certain thing and then not using the money they gave you for that thing. Yes, they feel scammed. They feel like they didn't get what they paid for. Imagine going to a business where you paid them money for a Big Mac at McDonald's and they gave you nuggets instead. You would complain, that's not the thing I paid for. You can't just give me whatever because I gave you money. And I'm giving you money for a specific reason. You can't just do whatever with it.
Should not affect you. If you don't want to subscribe, that is your choice and your right. But being upset that she is working and has nice nails is ridiculous.
Working is, that's a very subjective term there. And the nails aren't nice.
And Henry says, so there's 2 things going on. Yes, she can do whatever she wants with her money. People are still allowed to question on how she spent her money, especially since she herself said she has financial problems. And
she's asking for that money for a specific purpose. Yes, people are allowed to question what she's spending her money on if she's lying about what she needs it for. Absolutely.
streamed it for the entire internet to see. Stardust then quote tweets Frogan's post about getting nails for free with this short clip and the caption question marks.
These are 120.
And then also follows up with this post.
For this, it's super cheap because they're so like intricate.
And Lepo Spondal replies,
They're all ugly. They're all ugly. Every single time she shows them, they just look like garbage on her hands. I don't understand. Even the girls who are getting them done for fashion, who aren't just like lying about their money and who can't afford them, I still don't understand why you would want them, and I don't know any guys who would be into this. They're all just, it just looks like garbage on your hands every single time.
that nail bar is getting scammed if they are doing it for exposure. And Stardust says they aren't. Her viewers asked how much her nails cost and she told them $120. Repsion says there's a genocide happening. How can she care about her nails? Ansel Beef Sapien says, why did she claim she's doing content for her friend in exchange? What sort of content is she making to get her nails, brows, and lip filler done for free in exchange? And Stardust replies, to be fair to her, she only made that statement about her nails. I don't know the specifics about filler to comment on that stuff, but estheticians have reached out to me privately to comment on that stuff. I'm sure if there's a discrepancy there, they'll say something. Poppy replies to Stardust by saying, this year-and-a-half-old clip, Lamau. And Snack Attack replies, well, she claimed her friend that does them for free has done it for an extremely long time. She probably didn't find a new friend in the last year and a half that just gives her thousands of dollars in free nail care. Also, please recognize the fallacy of, now we're not talking about her financial state or if she's wasting money, you're doing the lol, you're obsessed stage of the argument. That doesn't interact with any of the claims that have been made. Back over to Frogan's post, Nyara replies to it by saying, this feels like a if you wouldn't spend your money on avocado toast, you could buy a house situation. Why are we pretending that getting your nails done every 4 weeks or so as a treat is invalidating your struggles? And
because you're claiming that you're struggling. What do you mean? Because you're struggling so hard you can't put food on your table. Spending part of your 4 weeks is once a month. That's part of your monthly budget that's needed to pay your bills and put food on your table. If you're struggling to pay your bills, which come due once a month, once every 4 weeks, and put food on your table, then spending part of your monthly budget on nails as a treat is a problem. Yes, that's a problem. Saying it's happening every 4 weeks, like that's not that often, that's often enough to interfere with your monthly bill cycle. Yes, it's a problem. How do you people not get this? Are these people who just literally don't have to pay bills? These are people who just literally don't have to pay bills. They don't understand how bills work.
And Kevin Klein replies, if you're spending $100 every 4 weeks on fucking nails and then crying about being broke on stream, you're fucking retarded.
Thank you, Kevin.
Someone then replies with the post from Stardust, and Poppy says, do you know how old that clip is? And someone says, and that matters because we shouldn't use her own words.
If her habits haven't changed since that clip was posted, and that's still part of her routine, then it's still fucking valid.
I don't understand, y'all. Other people can't come out from their old words, but when it is you, we should use sequential context. And Poppy replies, let me answer that for you. It is from April 2024. Those nails cost that. Her current nails do not. And someone replies, and
She shouldn't be getting nails at all, Poppy. That's the point.
supposed to believe her because she said so. She's a known liar. And Lazy says that's not that long ago. And
even if she's getting them for free, when she's begging for money on the internet with her nails done, it's a bad look. She shouldn't be getting her nails done at all while actively e-begging to survive.
Poppy replies, a year and a half? I've never even had the same nail tech for more than 3 months in my life. And Lazy replies, a year and
nail tech. Jesus Christ. I hate the pretentious way that this business works. No guy wants it. They're absolutely useless. They're ugly, and you have to make them sound more extreme and extravagant than they are to just make these girls like you create a culture around it in order to sell it. It's a scam.
and a half isn't that long of a time. I don't know, man.
And anytime I see a girl with her nails done, I respect her a little less.
And Poppy says, how long have you been with your nail tech then? And Lazy replies, I'm speaking about a length of time and not how long she was with her nail tech. You're just acting like, oh, it's in the...
I can't get over the nail tech thing. Fuck off.
Pass, that was so long ago. I'm just saying it wasn't that long ago. And Poppy says, sure, it wasn't that long ago for an 85-year-old tortoise, but if you forgot a sandwich in your car for that long, you'd think it might be a long time. And Big Tuna replies, well, she said it's her friend.
Some of these arguments are so retarded. Like, everyone's missing the point of her not needing them done at all. And that it being a bad look, no matter when she got them done or how much she paid for them, it's still a bad look. Like, that needs to be the entirety of the argument, because there is no way to beat that part of the argument. As long as she's begging for money online to survive, any nails that she gets done, no matter how much she paid for them, is a bad look and a bad idea. Like, she just shouldn't be doing it, period.
Friend, so I'm assuming she's had the same person doing nails for quite a while. And someone replies, this is the same person that tried to lie and say her comment about soldiers was an accident. So no, she's lying, Lamau.
Yes, also, she's an untrustworthy narrator. She lies.
Proven otherwise. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives, Kiko, Sal Sal, Codus Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you, Internet Versus. Doing the Lord's work over there. Taking the time to put all this shit together. All right, so it all boils down to her nails and how she's lying about. She's either lying about her financial situation or she's bad with money. It's one of the two. Either way, she should go on Caleb Hammer's show and let him just dive into her finances. But she's never going to do it, just like iDubbbz isn't. Let's see if we can determine who's worse with their money, iDubbbz or Frogan. Frogan, the girl who wasted on nails and flaunts it on stream to make herself appear rich while begging for money, or iDubbbz. Let's find out what's going on with his finances.
Last month, iDubbbz did a subathon, and I missed this story as I was out of town, but many criticized him online as he was asking for subs during it, and ended it after merely 6 hours when both of his cameras stopped working. Users in iDubbbz chat were getting banned too, with some of them simply saying they were trying to have genuine discussion, but the mods were being sensitive, getting them permanently nuked. Caleb Hammer also jumped in, saying that iDubbbz is likely broke and invited him to come onto his YouTube show.
Yes, he's definitely broke. I mean, the proof is in the fact that he sold his house for a loss, and it was $1 million home. They've moved in with family. They're not actively paying their own bills. Which, imagine how bad it would look if they're living with in-laws, they've sold their house, they've done all of these things to clearly show that they don't have money and that they're desperate for money, and then Anissa's getting her nails done once a month. Imagine how that would look.
Financial audit, assuming that likely the only way they're getting money is through Anissa's OF. Welcome to the internet versus iDubbbz subathon. It starts when Thranduil posts on the livestream fail subreddit, iDubbbz begging his viewers to subscribe, attaching this clip.
Convert their primes into a tier 1, or actually better yet, if you, we're at 256 points, so we only need, what is that, 44 more? So, if you're a dedicated stream watcher, if you do a tier 3 or tier 2 sub, that counts for more points than just the standard. And then you don't have to remember to renew it. I know we always forget to cancel or renew, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we only need it for this month. Because you need to hit it 3 months in a row. So this month is like it's the final month. And so if we just end up fucking getting it, it doesn't really matter what comes after. I can fucking fall off a cliff right after. Doesn't.
I think Nicholas Diorio has actually surpassed him in subs and revenue on Twitch. And Nicholas Diorio hasn't streamed on Twitch in over a year. He has a dead channel with no content on it, and it's doing better than iDubbbz channel with content. Oh.
Doesn't matter. Oh, Han did the tier 3. Thank you, Han. Thank you for the tier 3. What happens if you get the 3-month streak? It's just a better split on Twitch, but it's permanent. I think it's.
He needs that money, and no, it's not permanent. I think there's like a period you have to. That if you go so long without hitting that again, it falls off. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know how Twitch's revenue works. I just know it's horrible.
Permanent.
Heel replies, the light is completely gone from his eyes, and based in a text that says, people will study about how he literally became this Wojak thanks to his wife. Shit scarier than any horror movie these past years. Attaching a Wojak of a guy saying to his woman, yes honey. Frogan90 says, this is a broken man, and Not So Awful Name replies, who would have thought back in 2016 that iDubbbz would become a lolcow, but here we are. And my account got yoinked replies, 2016 iDubbbz would be making a video about 2025 iDubbbz. And Kamikaze FF says, in an alternate timeline, iDubbbz would be doing cold ones with Max and Chad. Stinky Penis says, it's kind of
Stinky penis. Jesus.
hilarious to see the number of patrons decrease day by day. And Scream Smart replies, there's a video on YouTube of his sub count going down over 3 months. And Bot1 replies with a picture of the monthly gained subscribers for iDubbbz, showing mostly since 2023 he has lost about 20,000 subs every couple months, and captures it by saying, his social blade stats look brutal. He's bleeding like 20k subs per month. Jaybird says, he could have been a post edgelord and come out of it pretty cool, like a lot of his contemporaries. An Impressive Spell replies, but instead he's trying to be the white Hassan. His words, not mine. And Melodic Chest replies, Hassan is already white. At least that's what he pretends to be. And the best hater says, depends on if it benefits him in the long run. Yeet also tweets out this clip with the caption, XQC shows concern for iDubbbz's new thinking structure.
And then you don't have to remember to renew it.
Chat, why is Doug like that?
If we just end up fucking getting it, it doesn't really matter what comes after. I can
Bro,
fucking fall
what
off
the
a cliff
fuck is he saying?
right after. Doesn't matter.
Watching XQC watch someone and not understand them is so wild, considering most people can't understand XQC in clips. Oh my god.
Brother, it's almost like, yeah, guys, I'm not trying to be parasocial, but it's almost like his entire thinking structure is like completely changed. Am I wrong?
And Jake Grumman replies, abuse and narcotics will fuck with people. Asmongold Clips also posts this clip with the caption, Asmongold gets aggravated by just listening to iDubbbz speaking, claiming that he definitely has CTE brain damage.
I really think that he got CTE, man. I really do. I know it sounds crazy, but I think he got it.
If you do a tier 3 or tier 2 sub, that counts for more points than just the standard. And then you don't have to remember to renew it.
This guy's got to get some advice from DSP.
Like
What's CTE? Brain damage.
It's the final month, and so if we just end up fucking
I can't. I'm gonna lose IQ points. I've had enough.
A deleted user post on the live
Even Asmongold couldn't take it.
Streamfail subreddit this clip with the caption, iDubbbz addresses being clipped begging for subs, proclaims that he will not live in fear of this subreddit.
Renegade said, saw you get some hate online for begging for subs. Any thoughts or comments? I mean, they're going to interpret it as begging for subs. It's like really
But it is. It is literally what you were doing.
easy to clip.
If it's not begging for subs, then what is it? I need you to accurately explain what you're doing if it's not e-begging.
Our multiple hour-long streams and make it seem like I'm fucking desperate. I'd like to fucking hit the points, but I'm not gonna not say that because I'm afraid like live stream fails is gonna clip shit. Like I can't live my life that way. Afraid of live stream fails. Like
that's how Hassan lives, and it seems to work out well for him. Isn't that your daddy? Isn't that who you're trying to model yourself after?
That's pussy shit. Like, let's also put it this way. If I was doing a call to action like everyone else does, if I do it in a video, I could sit there and tinker with it all day long, how non-live streamers do, which is, all right, let me find the perfect amount of saying just enough to not seem desperate, but just enough so that it's an actual call to action and informing the audience. Like, that's the downside of streaming, is because you're just spewing for hours at a time on stream. Like, it sucks. Well, it sucks for that. You can be really like strategic if you're making a video. Like, I've made videos, obviously, mostly what I'm known for. You can make videos and curtail it exactly to be the perfect fence riding, say just enough but not too much, You know, you could send it to people even
This is foreshadowing to what his videos are going to be in the future.
and be like, am I coming across too desperate here? Like, who fucking cares?
Intimidator replies, best
That's just like projecting all of his insecurity out onto his audience there.
part about this is the sub counter hasn't moved at all since the last clip. And Feller says, thank you for confirming. And Tardia said, I think he froze the counter because he noticed people are memeing on it going down every new clip.
No, that's not what happened. It just literally wasn't going up. No one's donating. No one's subbing.
No room, it says, I wasn't begging for subs, I was just asking for some. Is this dude okay? Begging for subs is literally the meta now anyway. Who gives
Right, he's gonna do the lolcow arguing over semantics thing. I never said I was a snarker. I wasn't begging. Begging is defined as this, and what I was doing was just asking. I didn't say please. I wasn't begging.
a fuck if LSF clips it? That's
Actually, the definition of anime is this, and that's not what you said it, that this thing, and this thing you said is anime doesn't fit that textbook definition, so it's not anime. This isn't me being a snarker, because I didn't say I was a snarker and I didn't reference snark. You're putting that in there. You're interpreting things. Actually, God, I hate those people so fucking much. No nuance ever. Fucking lolcow behavior.
what makes it so obvious he cares about what they think. Indie Mercenary replies, DSP tier. I'm not e-begging. I'm asking for contributions from my audience, okay? Okay. And no room.
What I'm doing is a job, and I'm asking people to contribute to something that they're a part of, not begging. So I hate those people. I hate lolcows. This is why they're so much fun to make fun of, because their arguments are always the same. Actually, I wrote 14 pages explaining what anime was.
Says, just imagine how genuinely funny it would be if you would lean into it just a little. But he's so insecure about falling off.
Actually, if I can go on a tangent about the anime thing, it's way late to end the argument now, but I definitively ended it. All right. Me and my wife have started frequenting a restaurant every Tuesday between 2 and 4. The Japanese restaurant at the mall does half-price sushi. So we go to the sushi restaurant, and we get half-price sushi every Tuesday. It's kind of our weekly tradition. And I have become rather friendly with the staff there. And the Asian guy who was cutting the sushi, it was a relatively slow day that day, so he's just standing there talking to us, and we're kind of chilling, eating the sushi and trying new shit. And I decided to ask him, this Japanese man, I said, hey, can I ask you a question? What is anime? He goes, and what is anime? Like, what do you mean? I said, what would you, like, what is anime? Like, if I go to Japan, where anime came from, and I asked for anime, what would they give me? They give you anything animated. It's just the anime in Japan just means animation. We call all animation anime. That includes the stuff on Crunchyroll, the stuff you guys call anime, and South Park or Family Guy or the animation you guys make. It's all anime to us. Anime just means animation. So we consider, like, this idea that anime is a certain thing, that only exists in your country. That's not a thing where I come from. Like, in Japan, anime just means animation. I said, so what would you consider, like, anime, like the American definition of anime? Like, is it anything that looks a certain way, or does it have to be made in Japan? He's like, well, again, there is no anime in Japan. It's just animation. But yeah, I would consider it something that looks a certain way. Like, you guys look at it and it looks like this. You call anything anime that looks like our art style. So I guess it would be our Japanese art style to you guys is what anime would be. So even the Japanese guy from Japan, where anime has to be made and where it comes from, admits that it's not really a thing, and they don't give a fuck about it either. That the concept of anime was created by us when Japanese animation became popular in America. It's what we called that art style. art from Japan, the Japanese art style we called anime. But he was like, yeah, but it doesn't have to be made in Japan. No, he was like, that's ridiculous. He was like, lots of countries do that art style now because it's a popular art style. Every country has their own version of it, and we would call it all anime because all animation is anime in Japan. There's French anime, there's American anime, there's Japanese anime. It's all just anime. It's all just anime. That was his whole thing. Was it's all just anime. He was like, a lot of people don't even realize, like, the Crunchyroll originals, the anime on Crunchyroll, the app for anime that's made specifically by Crunchyroll for the app, all of that's made in America. That's all just American anime. And I was like, huh. Like the one my wife loves, I would have not known it was American if you hadn't told me. But one that's considered anime, Seven Deadly Sins, turns out that's made right here in America. It's Crunchyroll original. The studio that makes it is American. It's not based on anything Japanese. It's American anime. And it's labeled as anime on the fucking anime app. It's so stupid that this particular style of animation has to be made in a certain country to count, that even people from that country think it's retarded. So forgive me if I'm going to listen to the Japanese guy fresh off the boat from Japan trying to make it in America tell me what counts as anime in the country that created, quote unquote, created anime over the fucking fat high school dropout guy who's terminally online telling me what anime is. All right, so if you're someone who believes that anime has to be made in Japan or it doesn't count, you're entitled to your opinion. Just know that you are wrong. Definitively. The Japanese would also call you wrong. So if you go to Japan and ask for anime and get mad at the Japanese because they're doing their own art style wrong, the problem's you, Chief. All right, there. Argument fucking over. We can finally put this to bed. The Japanese don't even fucking agree with you. You're cooked, you're done, just admit you're wrong. All right, I'm done. Just in case Waffle's still lurking in the stream from time to time, maybe he'll stumble across this. If not, it's fun to laugh at how wrong he is, because he's a lolcow.
He has to pretend like he's completely fine. Over on the I Miss the Old iDubbbz subreddit, Sanity0004 posts this screenshot of a black screen of iDubbbz subathon with a caption, "Subathon ended after not one, but 2 cameras stopped working. But he earned 9 new sub points." An unacceptable lobster says, "He's so pathetic, not even the cameras could live with themselves after watching him stream." And Spicy Grandpa replies, "Cameras are going back soon, from therapy, and they are the happiest they ever been." OK Traffic says, "All that for 9 subs, huh?" Legitimate account also posting the I Miss the Old iDubbbz subreddit, so he failed, right? After his subathon that
Yes, he definitely failed.
lasted 5 hours and ended with both his cameras breaking.
Unironically, like, he would probably make more money and it would really help him out if he went on to Caleb Hammer's show, because Caleb Hammer pays people to go on that show. He should just go on Caleb Hammer's show, take the bag, and let everybody laugh at his finances that are what we all think they are. Fucked. We all know you're poor. Just go there and make money off the fact that you're poor instead of begging for it on stream and failing miserably so that we all get to laugh at you even more. Honestly, I win either way. I either get to laugh at you because of how hard you're failing and how in denial you are about it, or I get to laugh at your finances when you expose them on Caleb Hammer. Either way, I get to laugh at you, so I win.
Poor, pathetic Felted. In his other pathetic streams, he hasn't reached his goal of consistently getting 300 subs for 3 months. They are back at square one and have squandered their entire careers. You love to see it. And JK33Y replies, "It's not 300 subs, it's 300 points for their Twitch partner program." He did end up meeting that goal for 3 months in a row, so he did get the 70-30 split. Doubtful it will be maintained in next year when the numbers are
If he got it, then why is he still begging?
viewed by Twitch. And Applejack replies, "He got the right to ask for partnership. He could get denied by Twitch."
Oh yeah, he hasn't actually got it yet. He got the right to apply, and then they're going to go over his channel and see his subs and see that oh no, and yeah, he's not going to get to keep it.
Creators have had higher numbers and took multiple times to get it. And Hayden Knight Murdered replies,
"True. Just because you get the numbers doesn't mean you get it. You have to apply and be evaluated. Most don't get it, and I doubt he will either."
He's under the Hassan umbrella, no matter how estranged. So I'm sure some Joe Schmo working there will let it pass because Ian is so heckin'
That is possible, but also I don't think he's as under that umbrella as people think he is. As it seems like Hassan's kind of disowned him and kind of done with him. He served his purpose, and iDubbbz is no longer in that inner circle. Hassan's just kind of done with him, in my personal opinion. It seems like he doesn't care. And I don't think any Hassan simps that work at Twitch are gonna try to do it to make Hassan happy. I don't think anyone working there is going to be scared to deny iDubbbz because Hassan might get mad. Hassan's not going to get mad. There's going to be no repercussion for denying him, so why wouldn't they deny him?
wholesome these days. Solo Lift also posts on the I Miss the Old iDubbbz subreddit some ban logs from Subathon stream, like messages from user Expired Salsa getting permanently banned for saying, "Mods banned me for a comment I typed with no malice, just trying to interact. Sensitive ass mods." C9000 getting banned for saying, "Four Locos, never again." Samuel Huel getting banned for saying, "Hey iDubbbz, love the stream. Just wanted to say, you seem really gay. Not in a bad way, just in a boys kissing type of way." Irrepentance is saying, "Used to be a big fan, dude, ... Geo Gizmo saying, "A huge fan, would love you to check out my video." Saying it again, then saying, "Damn, lol-ite."
It's a few people still trying to farm clout off of him as if he has any left.
Jackie replying, "Why you mad?" and then him getting banned. Ian Joma's career saying, "Ian, it's me, you from the future. The Sonichu medallion cursed us. To beat the curse, you have to make an effigy of it and place it under Anissa's pillow." Rifa saying, "They have as much as Hassan's dog." Mata King saying, "You should really think about getting a part-time job at this point, bro." Friends with Trees saying, "Cheers," and Cheese Lad saying, "Han loves hacking off the drawings of kids and DFE when people find out." And then OP continues saying, "Also, Anissa was out volunteering again today, which might be cover for her going on dates with other guys. Dare anyone say for
True.
Loco in his chat, it's an instant ban." Over on Twitter, Yi tweets out this clip with the caption, "Caleb Hammer invites iDubbbz and Anissa onto his financial audit," attaching this clip.
He even says he'll be nice to him. Come on, guys.
Desert Nomad in chat said they moved in with Anissa's parents.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's true or not, but allegedly. They probably more than any other creator need a financial audit. And I'll be nice to you. Come on, I'll be nice. Listen, we let the guests set what they're okay to talk about and what they're not okay to talk about, and we respect it 100%. So come on, you set the
This sounds like a pretty fair deal, and you'll get paid for it.
boundaries and we'll respect it.
And Night Kitten replies, "If this happened, it would be the best thing I've ever seen on the internet." You'd also posted this clip with the caption, "Caleb Hammer claims iDubbbz and Anissa are broke."
I follow a lot of people, so but either way, we know for a fact he is broke because my realtor, who I'm not going to out, is, you know, he's interested in some of the drama things, and we knew that they were trying to sell their house in the Seattle area, and they put a lot of money into renovating the house we saw, and they listed it for only slightly above what they bought it for a few years back.
And no one bought it, and they ended up selling it for under what they paid for it. They sold it at a loss.
And they had to keep dropping it by 50,000,
Yep,
50,000, 50,000. Eventually, before it was taken off the market, I don't know if it was sold, but it was at least taken off the market. I think it was at least 100,000 below what they bought it for after putting hundreds of thousands into it.
And that's not counting, what they put into the renovations as well. So it was less than what they bought it for. And you have to factor in the fact that they paid even more because they had to renovate the house as well. So the renovations on top, so the price of the renovations on top of the fact that they sold it for less than what they bought it for and still had to pay for renovations on top of that.
To a renovation.
Yikes.
They're broke. They are broke. And I don't know how they're bringing in income right now because they don't get views.
Well,
They don't
there's
get
always
views.
there's always an open seat in this office for Mr. iDubbbz if he wants to come in.
Yeah, come in. I'm not going to be hostile towards you. Come in. I know you're far left, and I don't really like extremism on either side. That's just really not me. But yeah, come in. Let's talk.
Yeah, he's not a political guy. He's a financial guy. Oh, shit.
I think his wife does OF, so maybe that's how they bring in some money.
And just tweeting replies, "I'd rather talk to a loaded gun pointing at my head than Caleb." Mr. Potato Skin says, "Once that marriage falls apart and iDubbbz gets on the 'sorry I allowed myself to be mind broken by my ex-wife' train, remind him that he's a cuck forever." Over on LSF, Trekken2 also posted this Caleb Hammer clip with the caption, "Caleb Hammer says iDubbbz is broke and sold his house at a loss." And Wolfguard replies, "Scrolling by, I thought this was some random AI video making Hassan look fat." And Unlive replies, and Drave says same. Thought it was Hassan after being stunned by bees. And what is this says? Hassan a bee. Siphon33 says, Anissa must need more sheet book tattoo work. An ancient friend replies, hope she doesn't schedule it during his friend's wedding though. And Winston says, she solved that problem by removing every last one of his friends. And Ron the Rowdy says, if she
he doesn't have any friends left.
She kept the grand that she gave to Ethan, it would have probably helped too. Mew Mew Master says, Ian went from an untouchable YouTube juggernaut to getting clowned on by some TikTok clip financial advisor. It's so over. And
Well, Caleb's more than a TikTok clip financial advisor. He's a million sub YouTuber at this point. Like, he's doing well, doing way better than iDubbbz.
Poe replies, it's kind of ironic that he was untouchable when he regularly dropped the N-word, but he got canceled after he stopped doing it. And Crazy Bandicoot says, because if you are confident and just do whatever you want, you succeed. He became a pussy and it all caught up. Yeet also tweets out this clip with a caption, Caleb Hammer reveals he was blocked in iDubbbz's Twitch chat after following him.
Never said anything bad about iDubbbz. I probably never will, because who gives a fuck? I was a big fan at one point, and my friend Graham Stephan has met him quite a few times. Literally, I followed him on Twitch a month or two ago. Followed him on Twitch. That was it. I wasn't even streaming anymore at that point, because it was like a month after I was done streaming. I just followed him on Twitch because I just wanted to just track his views, because it's very interesting to see how little views he gets. I went the next day because it said he went live. I was blocked. I was
You got banned just for existing.
Banned and blocked. I never commented. I've never said a word about him. I've never done anything.
That's so fucking petty.
Anything involving him.
Which is absolutely insane.
And Donut Operator replies, dang, and you didn't even mention OF. Nerd City says, that's probably Anissa proactively blocking and isolating him farther. She blocked me on Twitter and I never said anything negative to her. And Recon replies, the blaming Anissa for iDubbbz's downfall is boring at this point. It's clear that his downfall is one of his own making. And Ryan says, two things.
Yeah, it's like you can't blame his wife forever. Like at some point it becomes his fault. And we've long since reached that point.
And to be true, complex, interesting take. And Recon replies, realistically, he wouldn't change his content unless he wanted to change it. It's clear that this style reflects his beliefs more now than previously. Whether he was playing to the YouTube edgelord trend previously, or his beliefs changed as he got older, I can't say. Court's Pet replies to the Caleb Hammer post by saying, it's because Caleb preaches personal responsibility. That's enough to be labeled fascist by these people. Edward says that these people cannot handle an ounce of criticism. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives.
No, they cannot.
Representatives Kiko, Salsad, Close Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Damn it, it keeps moving the cursor. I hate that. All right. Well, I personally think iDubbbz is more pathetic, but that he's at least being honest about his finances. I don't see him wasting his money. I don't think he has money to waste. He's not lying about his finances. He is actually poor, and he is actually begging for that money because he needs it. I think Frogan's lying about her situation. I don't think she's that poor. I think she's lying about her finances because she wants money. She probably does need it for the lawsuit, but she's not spending it on the lawsuit. She just clearly just wants more money. She's not struggling as hard as they are. I do think they should both go on Caleb Hammer's financial audit, because that's the only way we're going to know for sure and break it down, but neither one of them are. Of the two, I would say iDubbbz definitely should go on there. He's got more reason to go on there. I don't think Frogan is going to go because she doesn't need the money as bad. She's pretended she does, and she probably does for the lawsuit, but I think she's got more help for that lawsuit than she's letting on. Or maybe she's already like behind the scenes working on a settlement, so she's not as worried about it as she probably should be. iDubbbz just needs the money, period. So he should go. And at this point, his reputation is already so far down in the gutter. No one would be shocked to find out he's broke. If they find out he has more money and more assets than he let on, it just makes him look better. Like, he really has nothing to lose by going on there, so he should go. He'll get paid for it. It may actually draw more attention to his stream, may actually get him some sympathy subs. Like, he's got nothing but stuff to gain from going on it. I can see why Frogan wouldn't go, but iDubbbz should definitely go on Caleb Hammer. Plus, it'll be fun content to react to. For now, though, that's going to do it for tonight's stream and this piece of content, guys. Let me know what you think of their financial situations and if I'm right or wrong about it, and if you want to even see them go on Caleb Hammer. And if you guys enjoy this video, consider watching one of the streams. A lot of segments don't get made into videos. They're exclusive to the streams or exclusive to VODs, which you can get access to by becoming a channel member. For now, though, thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you wonderful witches in the next one. Peace.